What up? Welcome to Rumseygames. This is Alone in the Dark Part 6. And it's still storming, but it's a lot more louder than it used to be. Why is it changed different colors here? I don't like it. Well, this is just great. Everything's so dark. I can't get into nothing. I don't like this place no more. I'm about tired. These doors opening up by themselves. So I'm gonna let the windows up open again. That's what that is. Uh-oh. Dr. Greg's the dark man. I'm calling it as it is right now.
Detective, am I glad to see you? Lock the door, will you? I don't think Dr. Gray would appreciate us snooping around.
What's going on here? This feels so strange.
False book.
What did you do?
I was just rearranging the books.
Well, come on, let's check it out.
Right?
I think I'm beginning to understand. Dr. Gray is dealing with some kind of mass delusion.
I don't know if it's illusion. First mean.
Good to
Transcript.
finally meet you, Mr. Hartwood. I'm here on the behalf of your brother Philip. You were expecting me, weren't you?
Yes. You're from the Citadel, no?
That's right. I just wanted to ask you a few questions to see if there is anything I can do to help you and your family.
Okay.
I understand you're full of imagination. You make up a lot of things.
I suppose.
And you obsess over them, blurring reality and fiction.
Sometimes.
Do you want to tell me about the Dark Man?
No. No, I don't.
That's all right. Perhaps there is something else you can tell me. Something you know to be made up, but you hold dear.
Juan?
John? Who's John?
No. Juan Luis Jorge. Oh, wait there a moment. Here, take a look.
Is he... Oh, he is the author.
It's a magnificent book. Life-changing even. The real Juan is long dead, but I like to think of him as my friend. My most beloved friend.
I see. Do you often do this? Fantasize about people you read about?
No. No. Well, there is Jacob.
Who is Jacob?
Turn to the last page.
Oh, it's a newspaper article. The Prisoner of Ice, Jacob van Ostad. Is he also your beloved friend?
Oh, no, Doctor. Not at all. He is the fire that fights fire.
Yes, I think it's clear your overstimulated imagination, this mania, needs to be tempered for you to live a normal life. I know your family calls it the Heartwood Curse, but I want you to know that there is nothing supernatural about your condition. It's all inside your head. And with that, I'm very qualified to deal with. In time, you will be cured.
In time. In time.
Yes, in time we will exorcise all your demons, all the dark men.
Yeah!
Please, Mr. Heartwood, calm yourself.
What happened?
Oh, don't you worry your little head about it, Miss Heartwood. Your uncle and I just had our first breakthrough.
Emily.
That mark on the floor looks like talisman positions, but from which direction should I look at it?
Yeah.
The Snake Dagger, a monograph by Yael Klein. In Ludwig Prin's book on pagan rituals called The Mystery of the Grave, as translated by Nicholas Vachy, there are several references to a sacrificial dagger called the Snake Dagger.
Hey, we have
It has
that.
long been thought of as a poor translation of the original text, that it would be more appropriate with worm dagger from the Latin vermis cultrum. This seems natural following the recent consensus that the original title of Prin's book, De Vermis Mysteris, should literally translate to the mystery of the worm. However, this would take away from Vachy's great effort at translating the underlying meaning of the words and revealing several cultural beliefs. While Prin certainly was using the term worm as a symbol or synecdoche for death and the dead, which is made clear by the contents of the book, in the case of the dagger, we shouldn't be too hasty to dismiss his translation. Reading through Vachy's correspondence with his patron, it appears that he had more than just the Latin text at his disposal. Vachy had dug up Prin's living relatives and uncovered several cross-referenced historical texts and an actual snake dagger. The dagger was dated to the early Middle Kingdom of Egypt and had such a clear shape of a wave that Vachy considered calling it the sinusoidal blade. Knowing the full story, it seems prudent that he chose to translate it as snake and not worm. There are several reasons why this choice of word helps us understand the pagans that Prin's book attempts to describe. The symbolic value of the shape becomes more apparent when reading about the use for the dagger. In the passage of possession and exorcism, we find the snake dagger poisons the poisoner within the victim and is therefore pacified. Where the literal text would tell us that the worm dagger trumps the demon possessing the victim, it tells us nothing of their reasoning. Only that somehow this dagger wins against the demon, like it had the better hand in poker. Vachy's translation allows us to follow the underlying logic to the ritual magic that is being performed. Poison the poisoner sounds like fighting fire with fire. That to hurt the demon possessing its victim, the priests would have to fight back with a power that is known to the evil they are fighting. The snake dagger is therefore not only a good way to describe its form, but it also helps us understand how it could be thought of as a useful tool for exorcism. Finally, it also helps us understand their relationship to lunacy, that it was thought of as something poisoning the mind rather than controlling it. What is also interesting to note is that the possessed are always considered poisoned in their head and not their heart. The snake dagger always went to the eye of the possessed, leaving them partially blind, if they had the good luck to survive.
Oh. Eye of the possession.
What were you saying about mass delusion?
Derceto seems to have a deranging effect on people living close by. It has a history of creating cults devoted to some nature goddess. Even the name Derceto refers to the cult existing here before the Civil War. Derceto was the name of an ancient fertility goddess worshipped in Syria. Dr. Gray and his friends, however, seem to prefer the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young, or Shub-Nigroth. And that name can only have come from my uncle's twisted mind.
is not delusional, Emily. I've seen the events happen. Ah. Well, this might help. We got the furniture key.
Huh. Has that been there this whole time?
I don't know. Probably. Telephone.
Hello?
Detective Conby?
Who is this? Jeremy?
Jeremy is with the Dark Man. You can't save him.
Well, I've done everything he wanted so far, and there's just one more thing on the list. I expect him to keep his promise and return Jeremy unharmed.
Get out, Detective. While you still can.
Nothing. The picture on the floor was what the answer was. We're on 000.
You okay? You look a little frazzled.
Just stupid telephone.
I know. I tried calling the police earlier. The telephone is completely dead.
It's not... Yeah, no, the telephone isn't working.
She don't see what I see? Okay.
Miss Hartwood, I think you're gonna want to see this.
Is there something in the closet?
Yeah, there is. You don't see the very obvious gate leading to whatever Jeremy's madness is serving up next?
I don't understand. Are you making some kind of fashion metaphor? I'm sorry, I don't have time for this. Can you just tell me what you're doing?
You don't see this. It's fine. It's fine. Catch you later.
Are you going inside the closet?
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
No. Do what you think is right, Detective.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Goodbye, Miss Hartwood.
I don't understand why she don't see what I see. What the... I want to know if her story follows the same as mine. I don't know if it does, but I'm so eager to find out. Boy. So this is what it means being alone in the dark. Because only you know what's going on. I've been here before. Why was it this windy? Flare gun. Use the flare gun to light up the sky. Look for the waypoint flags. Light your way forward.
Ancient stellarium perched on a cliff facing the Arctic Ocean after a day of sailing due north of the Eskimo encampment. Jacob van Oostad was our most keen member of the expedition. He had been chasing down the source of a peculiar type of crystallized metal present in several sacred items among the natives on the northeast coast of Greenland. The site was a remarkable find for any explorer, and we were all enraptured in our search for enlightenment and meaning. The surviving architecture seemed almost unearthly in origin and astonishingly sophisticated. The metal Jacob was searching for was abundant, almost ubiquitous. We were so taken by our find that we were surprised by the sun falling below the horizon. As we quickly picked up our gear, ready to head back to our camp, Jacob van Oostad declared that he wanted to stay. He was adamant. We begged him to reconsider. The night would be getting colder by the hour, and we feared for all our safety. Jacob refused, threatening us with violence if we wouldn't leave him alone. As the snowfall turned heavier, we left him there on his own. The next day, the weather became worse, and we had to spend hours enforcing our shelter as our tents became increasingly useless. The group had written off Jacob, thinking he must be dead. I had an urge to make one final attempt to save him, so I headed out as darkness fell with a handful of flares, and headed toward the coast and up the climb, towards the Stellarium. That's when I saw him, transfixed by a burning sky, that celestial lantern. Jacob keeled over and let out a painful shriek that struck me with such fear and pity. He was crying in agony, for the cold weather had ravaged his flesh. I called out to him, and he turned to face me. His vacant stare held me in place like a needle through a butterfly, and he said, "You must leave now, Herrstan. Go, and never come back." And so I left.
Wow. Y'all, just want to know it is very loud. I died by frostbite, like in the story of the Greenland expedition. Be back. Alright, so this time I'm just gonna go straight. Let's run the frag. Alright. I'm still gonna keep going straight. There we go. Northern Lights. Can't go there. Oh, okay. So far, I don't need to use the flare now. Got the Northern Lights helping us. Get enough bullets. What is that? That looks like some demon. And I can't even run. Like it's spirits or something. What is that? They're loading me up on some ammo now, though.
Hey, you! What are you doing here? What is this place?
Turn back, detective. You're not wanted here.
Whoa, take it easy. I'm not your enemy.
Oh, you're wrong, detective. You're wrong.
Oh, this is Jacob. Jeez. Oh, you scared me. Did you say follow me?
Of course, the Taurus. I figured you wouldn't want your stars aligned, Jeremy, or maybe that is what you need to temper that mania of yours.
So the key to this puzzle is pretty much lining the star correlations, but you gotta keep turning, match it, and it gains like more to line up. And then once you finish, you have to rotate the whole thing into the whole floor, or the talisman we could call it, is light up. So it took me a while to figure this out though. Yikes. We're almost there. Uh-oh. Whoa! He got sucked up! Uh-oh, Jacob. What's going on with Jacob?
God's sake, stay dead, will you?
I don't know you're listening. I could be wrong about this, but Jacob, listen. You're gonna hit me. Man. I don't know if I'm doing any damage. I miss. By a lot. Oh. There we go.
I'm all out of bullets.
Well, machine gun, there we go. Ow! That was not what I needed. Separate. Almost there. What's over here? You know what? Shotgun. Oh. Freeze is not good. Got one bullet here. Got 7 bullets here. All right. Man, right in the eye. Took us that whipper. That no good. Whoa. Where we're going everywhere. We're back in Deseto. With Jacob.
Jeremy?
Oh.
I did everything! Aren't you happy? Stupid charlatan! What more do you want from me? You want me to lose my mind?
Oh, my lord! Doctor! Baptiste! Quick!
Jesus. What were you thinking, compadre?
What?
You awake? You are awake. Mr. Conby's up.
Hey, buddy! I thought you'd be knocked out for the rest of the night. Come on out and join us, will you? I'll save you some gumbo.
Good to have you back. You gave us all a good scare.
What happened?
You had a psychological breakdown. Sorry for manhandling you, but you were being violent, you see.
You stabbed Jeremy and then punched Dr. Gray.
Are they okay?
Jeremy's a little strange, but everything's back to normal.
Really?
All thanks to you, compat. You want to try standing up?
Well, if it isn't the hero of the day. How are you feeling, Detective?
Never better. How about you two? Hey, Jeremy, I didn't do too much damage, did I?
Things are fine. Very quiet.
What's up with him? Painkillers?
No. You see, despite you having the finesse of a one-eyed butcher, you managed to lobotomize dear Jeremy.
I did what?
It's actually quite impressive. It's not like I hadn't considered it myself. I just wish Jeremy could have been helped without reducing his personality to that of an oyster.
But he's gonna live.
Of course. As long as someone keeps feeding him, he'll outlive the best of us.
Does Emily know about Jeremy's condition?
Yes. She seems to be handling it quite well under the circumstances.
Well. Oh.
Hey, Ruth. Glad to see you made it back to Derceto.
You too, Detective.
That
Make
darn
sure to stay for
dark
the festivities.
mad didn't look
It's
like
no
her.
Mardi Gras, but it ain't bad.
Good to see you back on your feet, Detective. Have some gumbo.
Thanks. I'll save it for later.
Something ain't right about all of you.
Everyone knows what to do? Y'all know the new words.
Mrs. Thompson, we talked about this. I'm not sure everyone is comfortable.
Doctor, I insist. This is important. We've waited for so long, Doctor.
Let's just go with the old song. Not every change is an improvement.
Boss, good or bad, we need to move forward.
All in, Doc. Let's bet it all.
But we don't know what we're dealing with.
It'll be okay, Doctor. Better even.
Damn. I don't know about Grace there. That was a little bit dark.
Oh, there are praises and abundance to the black goat of the woods. Hear us, brother. Take pity on us. Take pity on us.
Ever
Hear
there
us,
praises
Mother,
and
praises
abundance
and
to
abundance
the black
black
goat
goat
of
of
the
the
woods.
woods.
On us.
Hear us, Mother,
and
take pity on us.
Of the woods.
Take pity on us.
Mother, and take pity on us.
Ever there praises and abundance to the black goat of the woods. Hear us, Mother, and take pity on us. Accept our sacrifice and judge our words.
Stop! Are you crazy?
This here's what needs to happen, Carpet.
Grace, stop! No!
Shoot the ground! Yeah! Shoot the ground! The black goat of the woods! Stop in the ground! Yeah! Stop in the ground!
Get my uncle out of here.
Jeremy, come with me! Get over here! Jeremy, come with me! Jeremy, come here!
No! There has to be a sacrifice! We're doomed!
Jeremy. Come on.
Dang, they want me in tree. Listen, if I had to fight this thing, I didn't have a whole lot of bullets.
I can't let that monster leave Derceto. I have to stop it.
Where's Emily? Did she make it out? It's loud again. It's raining. Oh yeah, they're gearing me up now. But listen, I'm gonna end it here. Why? Because it seems like this one's gonna be the final battle. I want to save it. So if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, Alone in the Dark.